Welcome back to Beaumont's Home Kitchen. Today we're making Beaumont's Kitchen's first ever recipe. I am redoing an updated version of Beef Wellington from scratch. So let's get started. So with the Beef Wellington we need the puff pastry. So I'm making that from scratch and I'll show you a simple, awesome puff pastry and you'll never have to buy it again. So let's get started. So we're going to need 2 cups of flour and I'm sifting it through a fine sieve here. So I'm just going to sift that away. Okay, so we're going to add the flour to the food processor. The flour. Oh, try not to make a mess. Okay, so we need 1 1/4 cup of butter. So we're going to put roughly about half of the butter in first. Okay, and this is kind of a dough that you don't really want to overwork too much. So, and this is very cold butter. So I cubed it up. And I probably put it in the freezer for not very long, like 20 minutes, just to make sure it's like super cold. This is only roughly about half the butter in there. And we are going to, so we're going to pulse this 10 or 12 times only, right? So we're going to pulse it like 10 times, second each time. So 1, 1, 1. You just don't want to overwork it too much. Okay, so we'll take the rest of the butter. Perfect, so the butter's all combined in there. Yeah, it's all chunked up, so this is good. Half a cup of very cold water. Ice cubes in the water to make sure it's cold. Okay, so we're just gonna pulse this 4 or 5 more times, and that's our dough. This is very important, you don't wanna over-process this dough. Lightly floured surface. First time I've made this dough, dump, dump, dump. I'm saying a touch more water just to get this dough together. Yeah, so you can see the dough is coming together, like so. Yeah, we're just trying to get it into a nice ball, and I did add a bit more water. Yeah, like a tablespoon extra. You'll notice if it doesn't come together perfect, and you can add a bit more water. And you can see the chunks of butter in there, so that's what you want. Looking good. Okay, it's about right, because you can see the butter in the pastry there, so that's what you want. In the dough, you don't want to work it too much. Take the dough, roll it into a rectangular shape. Flour here, here. I'm gonna roll our dough out. And you can see the butter in there, so that's a good thing. Keep it its shape. Roll again. Beaumont's first time making the puff pastry. Just gonna excess flour on here. Okay. We're gonna take our dough and we're gonna fold in. Other side. Fold in. Okay. We're going to do that 3 times. And okay, so here, go clockwise. Boom, like the clock. My clockwise. Okay. And flip it over. And we're going to do the same thing. Brush a little bit of flour off. Okay. And we're going to roll it out again. Make sure it keeps their shape. Roll. Roll. Okay. Now we're going to take the same thing. You're going to take this part, fold it over, okay, and this part, fold it over clockwise, and flip over, and we're going to do the same thing 1 more time. All right. So this is step 1 in a Beef Wellington. Now, if you're making sweet dishes, you can, I don't know, do this 10 or 12 times, what I'm doing here. But for Beef Wellington, it's a savory dish. Just a few layers of puff pastry is good, right? And you can sort of still see the butter in there, but it's more incorporated. So that's good. That wasn't so hard. See, puff pastry, no, it's not too hard for savory dishes, right? Yeah, a good time to get her into the fridge. Gonna wrap up our dough, and the final roll will be for our Beef Wellington. So we're resting in the fridge for at least an hour. Okay. And it's all ready to be rolled for our Beef Wellington after at least an hour. Okay, center cut piece of Shiitake Tenderloin. Okay, so this is tenderloin. Center cut, that's all it means. There it is. Yummy. Season. Be generous with a fair bit of salt on there. All right. I don't care what you say. Some fresh cracked pepper. Flip them over. Same thing on the other side. Generous amount of salt. A lot of the salt and stuff cooks off, so touch of pepper there. Yeah, we're just heating up the oil. Make sure the oil's really hot. Should almost be smoking before you sear it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's smoking. It's hot. Okay, toss her tenderloin down. Give her a nice sear on all sides. That's a good sear. See? I'm just gonna flip them over. And do the same thing on all sides. Very nice sear. All I have to say when it comes to meat, everyone's a critic, but if you make your meat really good, who the hell cares? Just as long as it tastes good and it's what you want, all good. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. Smoking up the house, I gotta have windows open too. Very good sear though. I like that sear. Oh yeah, we're good. So there's our lovely seared. Beautiful sear there. Take a closer look. See, look at that. Beautiful sear, all sides. Beautiful crusty sear on all sides. That's what you want. Toss this in the fridge. We just want to cool it down a bit. So I got a couple of things going on here. I got some lovely shiitake mushrooms, and I have some lovely porcini mushrooms that I've put in water. They were actually dry, and all you do is, if you want to make them come back alive, all you do is like add a bit of water, and then they all puff up, and they're not dry anymore. So little trick. Yeah, so I have the porcini mushrooms here, and we have some shiitakes, and I have a little bit of rosemary, sage, thyme, garlic. Okay, so we're gonna toss all that into the food processor here. Shiitakes, garlic, yeah, rosemary, sage, and thyme. Some of that in there. Ah, what the heck. Good flavor. Porcini mushrooms, get those in there. Pulse this up. I'm just gonna put a touch of olive oil in there. Heat up pan, Mitsubishi high heat, vegetable oil in there. Just toss that, a little bit of that in there. Boom, done. Let that heat up. Toss our mushrooms in here. Oh, perfect. Saute that up until it becomes fragrant. But if you have a chance, check out this beef Wellington. If you want, you can check out my first beef Wellington. It was an okay. It was the recipe that launched my channel, so this is kind of a redo of the same thing. So I'm just kind of showing you my skills and how much I've learned since then. That's pretty much it. I just wanted to like saute it. It's all fragrant. Kind of heat it up a bit. All good. Take that, cool it down, and then we can start assembling our beef Wellington. Dijon mustard. We're just gonna toss all the Dijon mustard. Mustard, so much flavor. Very good. This is for flavor. All around. Beautiful. There we go. Looking good. All right, now good amount of saran wrap. So I made one small error. With the beef Wellington, I should have put the mustard on when it's still hot, so it absorbs more of the flavor. That's the only thing that I did wrong, but it's okay. Parma ham prosciutto layer on the thing like so. Yeah, sort of layer it. So with the mushrooms, you always want to season your mushrooms. I'm pretty sure I did, but just in case I didn't. Bad boy doesn't season his mushrooms. I caught it though. Prosciutto, we got one. It's like so. Take our mushroom mix here. Yes, don't forget to season your mushrooms. If the chef catches it before you'll serve it, it's all good. I usually season everything, you know that. What? I forgot to season, but I caught it. All good. Beef Wellington. Put it like this, and we're gonna slowly roll them up into the Parma ham, like so. Okay. Oh yeah, looking good here. Perfect. Rolled up. Now, yeah, so we're just gonna roll it up, just so it gets the nice shape. I like that shape, perfect. Now, just gonna let that firm up in the fridge for at least 10 minutes, and then it firms up, and then we can roll it in our puff pastry. Got our dough, lightly floured surface. Slowly roll them out. And we want it quite thin for our Wellington, so a little wider for our Wellington. Much wider. Okay. Roll the pastry for around our beef Wellington. Okay, just like that. Okay. And we're going to take off any excess. Maybe I can use it for something. We'll see. It's still a nice pastry. Okay, just gonna take it off. Got some excess there. No excess here. Excess there. So our beef Wellington is all encased in there. It's really looking good here now. Just kind of shape them one more time. Let's roll them up. Twist the ends. Okay, so it's all encased in there. Perfect. Looking good. So we're going to take one egg. Okay. Take it out of the lovely beef Wellington pastry. We're gonna put it onto the pan. We're gonna brush our beef Wellington with some egg. Let's get that nice golden brown. We're almost done. We're just gonna squirt. No, nice. Just like score the pastry. Just for effect. Okay, and I'm gonna do it on the other side. Perfect. Now, into a 400-degree oven for 35 to 40 minutes. The wellness you like your steak or roast. Toss it in the oven. Beef Wellington is done. Moment of truth. Okay, so the moment of truth is when we cut it into the middle. That's a beef Wellington. Moment of truth. Let that rest for about a few minutes there. 5 to 10 minutes. I think Gordon will be proud of that one. Yummy. Updated version of beef Wellington the right way. Let's give it a try. Let's give our beef Wellington a try. Oh, wow. That's why beef Wellington is so decadent. If you could try this, awesome. I've never had it in a restaurant, but that's the closest thing to it. Destroyed the beef Wellington today. And that's how you make a beef Wellington from scratch. Thanks for watching Beaumont's Kitchen. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Love ya. See you soon. And beef Wellington.